Hi, crafty friends. Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be working with the November My Creative Scrapbook main kit. Now, this kit was filled with the 49 in Market and Vicki Boutin Mistletoe and Memories collection, and it also had some bits and pieces from the Photo Play Christmas junk, and it had some rub-ons. So here's the photo I want to scrapbook, and this is a photo of my family on Christmas Eve last year. We were getting ready to go to church, so we snapped a photo. I've also pulled some of the 49 in Market inks from my stash. I've pulled out both the red and the green, both shades of the brown. I might use those. What I like about 49 in Market now is like the inks will coordinate with all the paper. These rub-ons are gorgeous that were included in the kit. They're called Evergreen Season Essentials rub-ons from 49 in Market. Now I've already picked some papers that I think will work well. I've got this Christmas junk paper here, and I love that it has like the music notes. It reminds me of a hymnal, and since we were on our way to church, I thought that would work well. I like the light tones of this brown paper, so I want to use it. And it was from, I believe that is from the 49 in Market collection. I might use the red polka dots. I've pulled in this candy cane stripe. I'm just not really sure yet, but I think this is the color palette that I'm going to be going with. So let's go ahead and start creating. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. So I've cut this piece here to about 3 by 12. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pattern paper that has like the mistletoe. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't say mistletoe. It has like the Christmas words, and I'm going to cut it down. I apologize. My kitty Pepper is trying to help me and he wants attention. So you will see him from time to time come in on the screen. I may have to pause the camera here and set him down. Okay, I found him some toys to play with. So let's get back to creating. I cut my photo down to 4 by 4, and I print all of my photos here at home on the Epson PictureMate 400. So I cut this down to, what did I say that was, 3 by 12. Let me just double check my measurements here. Yes, 3 by 12. And I'm going to go ahead and distress the edges. I have this edge distressing tool that I picked up off of Amazon, and I absolutely love it. Now I know there's lots of different edge distressing tools out there, but this is my one of preference. So then I cut the little, the brown pattern paper about 1.5 by 12, and I just glued that to the sides, and I also edge distressed those. Now I'm trying to decide which color of ink I want to use. At first I was thinking I would use this green jean color, but the more I got to looking at it, I want to go more with that vintage feel. So I think I want to use the salted caramel or the cappuccino color. So I'm going to go ahead and open these up. They're brand new. I've cut a piece of cardstock, white cardstock here to 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I want to map my photo. But before I map my photo, I'm going to go ahead and just ink the edges of this. I did already distress it with my edge distressing tool, but I want to ink it up, and it's just going to be peeking from behind from my photos. So you'll just see a little hint of it, but instead of using just plain white, I thought it might be fun to add this brown color back here. So this is I believe this is the salted caramel ink. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up with my ink blending brush here. Set this all to the side, and let me bring back in my photo now. And I'm going to place my photo on top and see what that looks like. So let's bring it all back in. Ooh, I love that. I think that's going to look nice. And we were in front of the mantle and everything. I just think that kind of all ties together. Now here's what I'm thinking as far as designing this page. I want to put some circles on here. So I'm bringing in some of my circle dies. Now these are from the Stamps of Life, but any circle dies will work. I like these because they have that stitched edging, which just adds another level of detail. So I think I want to use the largest one, and then the next size down, I want to cut 2 of those, both for right on top of here and then on the left side. So I went ahead and cut that down off camera, and I've kind of positioned them here where I think I want them, and I love that with the music notes. Isn't that pretty? And it's perfect, I think, for documenting a photo right before Christmas Eve church service. All right, so I have my idea here, and now I want to look at the rub-ons. I think that I want to add some rub-ons to my layout. So these are the 49 & Market Evergreen Essentials rub-ons, and these came right in the kit this month. And I like these that have more of that vintage feel. I think it's really going to go well with this pattern paper from that Christmas junk collection that's in the center. I think it's like almost identical. I mean, it's perfect. I can't believe they're different brands. I love the way that My Creative Scrapbook puts their kits together. Everything just goes so perfectly. So I'm going to cut out a few of these and kind of get an idea. I'm going to dry fit them here, meaning that I'm just going to lay them out on my layout here and get a sense of what it's going to look like. And then I will begin gluing things down, because right now I don't even have those circles glued down. I'm just trying to get a feel for what things would look like if I were to put them here. So I've got one rub-on there on the left circle. I've got one rub-on there on the bottom right circle. And so now I want to find one to go up on the top. Now, when I rub these on, I don't necessarily want to stay directly on the circle. And I think that's what is going to make it look so cool, is making sure when I rub these on that I overlap the circle and the cardstock. Now, before I get things glued down, I want to bring in some more ink to give some more interest to my background. So I'm going to bring in the 49 & Market Cappuccino dye ink. So this is the lighter brown in the collection. And I'm just going to go in and ink the edges of this music paper. I'm going to ink all the edges of these. So I've got 3 of these circles, and I'm just going to kind of dirty them up here, inking them up, making them look a little more distressed and giving them a little more color. Now, before I glue them down on the layout, I also want to bring that color into the white background. So I've got, again, this is the cappuccino ink, and I'm just going to rub here right where the circles are going to go onto the layout. So I think that's going to look really nice. Now, while I'm doing this inking, I want to talk about the My Creative Scrapbook kits. So I'm working with the main kit. My Creative Scrapbook also has a limited edition kit, a creative kit, and an album kit. So please check out the website so you can see all the different options. I'm sure there's one that's going to fit your style. The main kit I feel like is more bright and vibrant, where the limited edition kit is more of that vintage feel. So I love both of those styles. So I actually also subscribe to the limited edition kit as well, because I love it so much. Now you can see I am pushing on the rub-on. So I have the circles glued down and I have all my ink behind there. And now I'm just using my bone folder here, and I'm rubbing pretty aggressively onto these rub-ons. And there we go. I've got the first one all glued down or rubbed on. Doesn't that look really pretty how it's on the circle, but also on the page? I am in love. So I have to admit, I am one that has not really used very many rub-ons. And now that I'm putting these on the page, I'm obsessed. I am definitely going to have more rub-ons and continue to do this. I'm really excited that there were actually 3 sheets of rub-ons included in this kit, and I can imagine as my layouts continue through the month, I can see myself using all of these because I really like the way this looks. All right, so I have my tree down and I've got my little foliage here. I'm going to go ahead and add this flower up here to this circle to give it some extra interest. So I'm just rubbing this on as well, using my bone folder. You can also use like a popsicle stick. I've seen some people use their fingernail, whatever works for you. And you can see here, these are rubbing on very nicely. Now, what I recommend is just peeling them back really slowly, so that way if you need to, you can always rub again. Now, I thought there was this awkward blank spot up here, and that's because it's just the way the paper was, but I am going to camouflage that and make it look like there's not just this blank white spot up here, I found this rub-on on another one of the sheets, and this says Joy to the World. So I'm going to rub this on here and just really blend it in on this page, so that way it looks like it was printed on here. Now, when I peel this rub-on off, I really do think it looks like it was made on the page. It is gorgeous, and the colors just match perfectly. So as I was peeling that one up, I had a little bit of the Y that I needed to push down, and you can see here, peeling slowly really pays off. All right, so I have my rub-ons on here. I do want to add a few more because I'm really liking the way this is looking. So I've got these pine needles over here, and I might even pull out a few more. So this photo of myself and Dale and Tatum, and Dale is actually holding Garfield, which that is his cat who still lives with his parents. If you've been following my videos recently, you'll know that we have a kitty, Pepper. And so Pepper's not in this photo, but I'm really looking forward to Christmas this year and having Pepper a part of our family photos. So I'm going to add a few more rub-ons here, and you will see Pepper pop in this video from time to time. He loves to come scrapbook with me. Now, most of the time when I'm scrapbooking, he is sitting on the back of my chair and just kind of looking over my shoulder. But some of the time he's also on my desk and trying to help. So you will see him pop in again. All right, so I'm really loving these rub-ons. I just can't stop. So I'm going to add a few more. I've got some more like Christmas foliage I'm going to add up here. And I really think that this is making it all just look cohesive. So I've got that one. And I'm starting to get happy with this. I think I'm going to pull out one more. I'm going to add a little bit of color. So I'm going to use one of these splotches, like these paint splotches. I like this dark green color. We've got a lot of green on the page. And so let me just find, I think maybe right here between the circles and kind of off onto the paper. I think that will bring some more green over here. So I'll rub this one on. And let's peel this up. I'm using my scissors to kind of get the end of it. I have a little pokey tool, but I didn't pull it out. I'm just using what's on my desk. So I'm getting really happy. Maybe add a little red splotch just so that I'm not using just all green. So let's see here what I can find. I'm going to cut another one out. So with these, you cut the rub-on and the backing paper, and then you just peel it off from that release paper, and then you can rub it on. So I've got this green, this lighter green. I'm trying to figure out where I want it, and I think right here. This will work nice, and it'll kind of go off the circle onto the white cardstock. Now this is just plain white cardstock, and I actually buy my cardstock in bulk. I think it's 12 by 18 possibly, my sheets, and then I cut them down to 12 by 12, and then what's left, I have a piece that I cut down to make a top folding card. So I'll be sure to link my edge distresser and also my link for the inks and my printer. And I was going somewhere with this. I was going to tell you what else. Oh, my cardstock that I purchased in bulk. I'll leave it linked below as well in case you're interested, as well as a link to the My Creative Scrapbook website. All right, this sticker was on the sticker sheet, and it is from the 49 and Market. What is our collection called here? Mistletoe and Memories. And so it matches perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead. I cut this sticker in half. It wasn't quite 12 by 12. It was just shy of 12 by 12. So I was thinking I would just put the whole sticker along the left side. But since it wasn't a full 12 by 12, it kind of looked funny. So I just decided to cut it in half, and I put some up here on the left side and then some down here on the right side. I will find something to kind of camouflage where that sticker just stops over there on the left, but I haven't quite thought that through yet. Looking through the ephemera pieces, I did find a poinsettia, and all of the die cuts have like a white border around them. Here's Pepper. And I didn't really want the white border because my layout kind of has that darker feel to it. And so the white just, I thought, would stand out too much. Oh, Pepper. He's really moving things around. I'm sorry. I will move him out of the way in just a moment, just as soon as I put some foam on the back of this poinsettia. And what I was saying is I did cut the white border off of it. So I cut the white border off, and now I'm adding some foam, and I kind of bent up the edges with my fingernail. And you can see here by adding it to the top of the photo, it really camouflages where that sticker stops. Now I thought it needed a touch of gold, so I'm bringing in these markers, and these were some markers from my stash. This is the Spectrum Noir gold markers. At first I thought I wanted to use the fine tip point, and I got that marker out, and it didn't seem to have enough juice in it, right? So these are paint markers. So I went with a thicker one, and I'm glad I did because I really like the way this looks, just giving it a little frame here. And it's hard to really pick up on camera and appreciate how sparkly and shiny this gold paint pen is. I love it. I usually use it to kind of paint the edges of die cuts, but today I decided to outline my page. Now I'm bringing in this gold shimmer brush from scrapbook.com, and oh my word, it is so sparkly. Again, the camera does not pick up how beautiful this is in person. I think this is the shiniest glitter brush I have ever seen. It just sparkles, and it is perfect for Christmas layouts. So I highly recommend this pen. All right, on the sticker sheet, there was a sticker that says Christmas Eve, and this is our Christmas Eve photo, so I definitely want to add that. I'm trying to hold up to the camera the gold so you can see that splatter because it's so pretty, but it's just not picking up how gorgeous it is. This reminds me, I visited my friend Kelly Baxter Fitzgerald over on Snips by Kelly recently. She had an event in St. Louis, and I'm about 2 hours from there, so I drove up there to meet her, and I've been watching her videos and watching her create layouts, but when I saw her layouts on display in person, it's like night and day. They are so much prettier in person. I mean, they were gorgeous layouts to begin with, but in person, it's just a whole different level. So if you know, you know, you might have experienced that before too. I felt like it was a little bare up here, so I decided to cut the white border off of another poinsettia and then another one as well. I'm using some foam dots here and just adding a layer of foam so that these flowers have some dimension. So I'll put 3 up here in this upper left corner. And I think that looks really, really pretty now. This layout is really starting to come together. In the die cut pack, I found this little tab, and I thought that would be perfect for adding the date. I definitely don't want to forget the date, so I'm adding this here. And then I'm using a white journaling pen to write in 12/24/2024. So I got that on here. Now, after looking at it, I felt like it just didn't fit right over there. So I did pick it up and I moved it down here to the bottom right of the photo. And then since the 12/24/2024 didn't take up the whole space, I thought that kind of looked funny, so I added a star at first. I will remove that star. I thought about putting a tree here, but then I didn't want to cover up all that gorgeous rub-ons that I placed, so I decided against the tree. And later I find a little die cut that says Mary, and here I'm adding it to the layout. Looking through the sticker sheet to see if there's anything else, and I don't think so. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Pepper agrees. He loves it. So if you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. Be sure to check out the description box for links to all the products that I used today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.